Hello, ladies. I hope you're doing good. Hi, Elaine. Glad you made it. Hi, Karen. Hi, Carlene. Hi, Darla. Hi, Sharon. So, I'm going to show you how to do this cane, but I will also give you examples of some substitutions you can do if you don't have all the colors that I'm showing you here. As I announced on the Facebook page and on the community tab on my channel, I did put up the recipe for a jungle green because, as you all know, it's discontinued, but it's one of the best greens to use for Christmas time, winter time. So if you go to my website, kalyanadesign.com, let me actually, I should put it up now, give you directly the link. But if you go there, it is posted. And as I said, I got inspired by this by watching a beautiful, from PolyClay Studio, a beautiful cane that was actually covering a Christmas ornament. But I thought something like this, and I'm not going to, I don't have it on the display, I don't have it printed, I'm just going to get an inspiration for it. But again, hi Janine, hi Elizabeth, hi Adelaide, hi Catherine, hi Dolores. And as I said, it is inspired by it. Okay, it's not. Could I have come up with it myself? Probably, I don't know. But I saw that ornament and I got inspired to do something in that same tone for covering a bic. Now, with the bics, as you all know, in order to cover it, you need first to remove, and I thought I did that, yes I do, remove the, temporarily, you need to remove this whole thing, and you can, and of course you kind of need to remove this. I'm not going to remove it right now. I don't think I will, because it requires a little bit more. Oh, I did. Never mind, I managed to. The one on the back, you don't really have to put it back because we're gonna cover it. But you don't want to leave that plastic, and it might melt. Now, with this, in order to, and I do have, if you look in my Amazon influencer store, look in the baking blanks, and that's where you can find bics to cover them. And the bics are heat resistant, they will not melt while you bake the whole thing in your oven, your PolyClay oven. Now, number one, you can go with just plain white, but you can make an off-white ivory kind of stuff. Hi Francis, hi Ilyanka. And the way that you make it, remember, whenever you measure the parts, whenever somebody gives you so many parts of this color and so many parts of this color, you get all your clay on the same thickness on the pasta machine. And then you use the same cutter. It doesn't matter if it's round, if it's petal shape, if it is square or oval or tiered shape. It doesn't matter. What matters is to use the same cutter for all the clay colors. And this is how you measure. So one cut equals one part. So this I obtained by using 2 parts of white, about 3/4, and why I prefer using this specific cutter is because I can cut in quarters and in halves and quarters, you know, because it's just like this, and if I need 8ths, I got this again, and if I need 16ths, I got that smaller quarter again. So what I did is 2 parts white, 3/4 yellow, and 1/4 alizarin crimson to get this off-white ivory. Or you can use the ecru. This is the ecru from Premo. Then I'm going to use cadmium yellow, pomegranate red, jungle green, some white, and some burnt umber. Alright, so to start with, I'm going to start making some Skinner blends. I could have made them ahead of time, but I thought that on some of them you kind of need to see how they are made. And let's do the first one. And I'm going to grab, hold on, this is 2. So the way that I'm going to cut this, it's going to be 1 ecru, 1 red, and then half of an ecru. And what I forgot to mention that we will have to use as well, just a pinch of black. And this pinch of black would be about 1/8 of this part. So if I would get this and cut it in once like this, once like this, and then again like this and like this, would be 1/8. Alright, so of one of the ecrus, I'm only going to get half. And generally speaking, whenever you're trying to combine in a Skinner blend a light and a dark color, you have to consider that the darker color will be stronger and will have the tendency to go towards in the white color. So I'm placing these like this, and the black I will add it a little bit later. You can add alizarin crimson instead of black if you so wish. Let me get this across out of the way. And to help it, and this will be my mix. I don't need the black right now. So this will be my mix. Let me get it to the pasta machine once. Then fan. And I'm going to hurry it up, you know, the thing with the rolling, to make it faster, to make it happen faster. And then I'm going to start the V thing. To start actually blending the colors. And one more V. And this I can cut and place here. And then go with it through the pasta machine and fold it a few times. I can start fan folding it, and we get back to the rolling part. So go like this, and at this point I'm going to make this in a string, if it wants to go in a string. So why I didn't use gold and I didn't use white, because white here would make it look too candy-ish, and I don't want to go to look for the candy look. I want to go for the china look. And yellow would make me get too pink, and then it would draw attention from the gold ribbons I intend to place there. Why you didn't think it would work? Okay, and then rolling again. Hi Mary, how are you today? So why I put the black there, and again, as I said, you can use alizarin crimson instead of black, because I just want to give a little bit even more 3D to the whole thing. Now let me show you something that is fixable, and it might happen when you're doing this. Notice how I have like a line of red here. I might have picked it up from the tile, or it was somewhere in there when I folded. I didn't realize, and I went too far, so I'm actually going to remove it. Might use it later, but I don't know. I do not want it here. There's a piece here I missed. So there we go. This is my full color. And rolling again. Might be the last rolling. I might just start with simple folding. I think that that's how it's going to go. So I got this one here, and now let's take care of the green. So jungle green, and again, if you came later, I did post the recipe to jungle green on my website, kalyanadesign.com. You can scroll up and see. So one green, one ecru, but this time I'm going to actually use half of a green. the same way that I used half of an ecru, only it's going to go the other way. So again, place these so the tips go right in the middle, and then this right here. And we are going to use a little bit of black there too. And I am glad that you find it so, Francis. Okay, so once again, place it so you can get a nice square. These go here, and then 1 or 2 passes through the pasta machine so I can start fanning it. And fan. We had some rain last night, and I can tell you something. I woke up, I usually wake up between 5 and 6. I wish I could sleep longer. Sometimes I can go back to bed, but most of the time I can't. And I can tell you one thing, after I got up, I had my coffee and fed the cats and all that. And I don't know why, but I should have just gone back to bed because it was so... Instead, I just sat on the couch, laid on the couch, watching TV, actually snoozing TV, if you know what I'm saying. Because usually, a lot of times in the evening, I lay down on the couch watching some series and I fall asleep. And at one point I wake up and I go to bed, but I don't always look at the clock. I know what time about I went to bed because I know when I started watching the series, and then I look and see how many episodes I snoozed through. And again, we start the V thing. So, let's see, I think this is where that went from. See this little touch of green here. I didn't switch it. And straight now. Start fanning again. The thing is that yes, I'm going to add a little bit of black to this one, but I'm going to add it differently just to show you the various ways you can add stuff. So, of course, I'm going to roll it. And I'm going with a thinner cut. Just try to kind of keep more or less. You don't have to keep it perfect because otherwise it wouldn't mix properly. But try to kind of keep the... Alright, and now I'm going to grab a piece of black. And what I'm going to do with it, so this is the second way you can add black. What I'm going to do with it is make a bead So there we go. This is how you add some black at the end. And you want to keep it on the narrow for now, so it would be easier to roll. I wish there was a pasta machine for polymer clay that had a sensor, so you wouldn't have to keep turning it on and off. You know, like when it feels the thing coming to start. That would save a lot of time. Somebody can file for a patent on that type of machine. Okay, so after this one I'll be able to just fold a few times until I get the proper thing, and then we'll go for the gold ribbon, and each of them will have to be in a different, made in a different way, put together when you do the plug. Alright, so now I can just go with the regular folding. So my second Skinner blend, and now let's go for the gold. Okay, so for the gold I'm going to use again some ecru, and I'm going to use 1.5, this 1.5. Then I'm going to use about, what would be, half of gold. So half of gold. I don't need to order more. Half of cadmium yellow, not gold. I need to order more cadmium yellow. Half a white, and half of burnt umber. And you can cut these halves on a diagonal or a yeah, remote start, exactly. Not remote start, but a sensor start. Moving sensor start. Okay, so this will be the regular practical whatever. So I'm going to put these together to form another square, and this is going to go like this. And careful how you place it, because so you put the half of ecru, half of cadmium yellow together, but place it so the ecru end will be on ecru, and on the yellow will come the burnt umber, and then on the ecru end will come the white. Oops. I'm trying to do some Natasha beads thingies. So I have a lot of bits and odds and ends on my table right now. Okay, so do not use gold. Yeah, foot pedal would work. Do not use gold clay, because you're going to get the side of the mica particles, and you don't want that. Alrighty, so this one will not be an extended one. This is very important to keep in mind. Very important. Roll. And I'm not going to go in a V fold with this one either. On the contrary, I'm going to try, hi Mona, through the Amazon influencer store. I mean, it depends on the prices and what's better for you, but yeah, that's, I'm gonna tell you, I mean, obviously I love being an affiliate of PolyClay, but through the influencer store, I can have more options. I don't know if that makes sense. I mean, I love when I'm able to do the giveaways. But also remember, I still did not, my graphics card is messing up, and I still didn't manage to get a new one, because like everybody, my property taxes are up at the end of this month. So thank you. So you can imagine that, I mean, you know, even with that cost of living increase they did, that starts in January, still not a lot of money to live on, and I still have to go through 4 more years until my regular retirement kicks in, just because I was stupid and I didn't file right away for disability. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, hello Carla, when you file for disability, when they calculate your disability, they take into consideration the income from the 5 years prior to filing. Now, I became disabled in 2009, but I didn't apply for disability until 2013, because somewhere in my stupid mind was the idea that I will get back to normal. So I only practically had income that counted towards the calculation of the disability benefit for 1.5 years. So that's why I have such a small amount to live on. Once I turned 65, and my regular retirement kicks in, it's gonna be different. But for now, it's me and 2 cats living on the least possible. And I'm not the only one, you know, and I cannot complain because I can decently cover all the expenses. But when I have emergencies and stuff, okay, this is, I don't like all this brown here. I'm gonna remove some of it. Oh, this looks good. Too much. It's too much. Okay, so roll again. Yeah, but see, it's the thing that it's the denial thing. Even if I always say that when it, because you know, you have those 5 stages of grief, and I always say that it's like I went straight to anger and never got out of it. But in the recovery process, I went through a lot of denial. I just thought that I would go back to normal, and I was firmly convinced that I would get back to normal. There was no doubt in my mind. I'm gonna go with a few lower, higher thickness, and then I'll go with the full thickness again. This is the most sensitive of all the Skinner blends for this cane. I had again one of those fake South Korean companies claiming copyright on the music of a few of my videos. You know, it's so irritating, especially when some of the music they were claiming copyright on is from the YouTube library. But it's just a waste of time. They just go for channels that they think the owner isn't checking too often, because if you don't respond until a certain date, they get income, ad revenue income from your channel if you don't file for dismissal counterclaim. It's such a waste of time. Go through a couple folds because I don't want to keep you here forever. This is something that the rolling would take forever, so I'm just going to try and do it a little bit faster. Remember, I told you that it needs to be narrowed down quite a bit. should be okay. And now what I'm going to do is to get with it through a very, very thin line. Yeah, it's pretty much 13 years for me too, since 2009. 13 years. Okay, and as I said, this will be a little bit different than the other two, in that it will be much skinnier and put together the other way. So I'm trying to skinify it even more. Alrighty, so just to make it as fast as possible, you want to obtain a little bit of a cut effect. Oh my goodness, Connor farted. The ones of you who have cats know what that means. Good thing that he's a little bit farther back from me. Because if you think that dog farts are vicious, cat farts make the hairs in your nose wilt. So I'm going to try and get it a little bit reduced. I don't know if it's the food or it's because he doesn't do that often. I mean, they get pretty good food. And it's not like he likes to eat okay, and I'm going to want to make it even thinner than this because it's going to have to be mirrored. And see, I told you, you need to obtain a little bit of a cut effect on it. To make that golden metallic look. And I'm making it longer because I'm going to need several pieces of it throughout the cane. And I do have here a bubble. Okay, so this should be it. Going to have to be a little bit thinner, but I'm not thinning it out yet. All right, now let's go on with this one. So Oh my goodness. Hi, Sherry. So I went with it through a thick setting, and then I'm going to make it much, much, much thinner. And there is going to be a little trick on this one, okay? So starting with the lighter end, making sure that I keep the line, it doesn't go wonky on the left or on the right, as much as possible. And now I'm about where it starts being pure pomegranate. Thank you, Sherry. I'm going to go only half, actually more like 2/3. Just I'm going to get here. There we go. So I got this one, and I'm going to transform it even more than it is here in a second. But let's get the green. And again, the same thing, and I'm going to roll it special as well. Okay, stay there. And again, I'm gonna roll it on the thicker setting and then put it on a thin setting. And I start again with a little roll. And then it will be in half. Oops. Kinda, sorta. But see, it's different than what I did with the other one, because this one I am going to keep it on a straight level here, so it's going to be a triangular pretty much plug to start with. And then not only I'm going to do that, but I'm going to extend it on one of the sides, not on the other. You see how I'm going longer on the right side. Okay, so now here I have, should be a triangle that's more extended on one side than on the other. did that to start with. And I want to make sure that it stays very triangular. And as I was saying, this the red, I'm going to get it even more deformed, and we are going to do that here in a second. And there we go. Now the red, I'm going to extend it on one side. Hi Elaine, bye. I hope you do something, some sales, that is. So this one I'm going to change it in pretty much a half a heart, because it's going to make a heart. Alrighty. So this one is a little bit too and I want them to be approximately similar, but not completely. Okay, now I'm going to grab this and give it a cut, but one of the ends I'm going to smush it a little bit, kind of wedge it up. And this can go a little bit thinner, but I'm going to do it this way thinner. And this is going to go here. So smush to be perfectly on this. Then I'm going to place this here. So it needs to be a little bit wider. Back here so it stays perfectly aligned with the triangle here. Then I'm going to prepare one to be kind of sort of in the middle of everything, but what I want to do with it, number one, I'm going to wedge one end and I'm going to kind of rebonify, I don't know how to call it, the other end. I'm going to make a groove in it. And before I do anything else, let's already fill that groove. And remember, this is the mix that I made to have an ivory-like thingy. There we go. And then before I do anything else, I am going to get some burnt umber on the thinnest possible. And I'm going to nicely cut here. Because I kind of want to underline those ribbons, yes. So I'm going to go stay still there. And with this one I'm going to actually go all the way down here. With this one I'm going to go only on the gold. With this one I'm going to go both sides but without touching. So one here and one here. There we go. And I have another tiny one here I can put somewhere. Let me extend it and then thin it out. And there we go. A line. Okay, now I can start kinda fill these up. It's not going to be a lot of stuff to fill in. It's too wide. I wasn't intending to make these things so big, but I guess it just happened. Might need to make more of this ivory thing. I might or I might not. We'll see here in a second. I'm going to milk it for as much as I can. I was going to place this one and I forgot. Hey. I made a mess. There we go. I wanted to do more stuff, but I guess it just grew too large for me to do more stuff. Oh well. That's because I'm trying to do stuff, I told you, I'm trying to do stuff bigger than I normally would, so you can see exactly what I'm working with there. This should do it. I know I still have this I didn't use so well. I'm gonna start hurting soon, so I don't want to go too far with it. So nice and easy reduction. I don't want too much wastage. Okay, so we are getting there. Remember that I went for something that would kind of sort of look like China. Okay, so that's the whole trick there. That's why the green and the red are a little muted. Wanted it to look like China and to have a little bit of a 3D effect. Lots of wastage. Oh well, it's gonna make for nice beads. I can make beautiful beads with that. because this one I need to make it into a triangle now. But now you see why I didn't use white or yellow to make those skinner blends, why I use the ecru. Because it gives it that nice muted a little bit more classy, if you want. And I'm going to try and bring it as fast as possible to the square pairs stage, because it's so much easier to work with that. But you know what, we might have to leave that for next Sunday, and I'll keep these in cling wraps so I can show you how to make some beads out of them. And that would look also a little bit porcelainy, ceramic-y like. But yeah, this is what we are going to use to cover the pen. See, I kept the Christmassy colors, but I made them more vintage, if you want. I'm reducing, it's going to make me get a flare up, but you can see the whole effect. So you can imagine how pretty it's going to look when it's going to be with this small line, because remember it has to be reduced to be 1 centimeter, and 1 centimeter is this big in order to perfectly fit. So I will have it ready and done and ready to be cut and placed for next Sunday. If depends on how I feel, I might just hop in the middle of the week or sometime this coming week and show you how it's done, and then we'll do next Sunday something else. But I'm starting to be in pain. That whole front system is not completely gone. I mean, the rain has gone, but we still have you know, the after effects is not that far. It's not gone too far. Obviously, it's still in enough vicinity that it bothers me. So we will I will try to either hop in during the week or have it uploaded on how to cover the pen, so that we can do a Sunday a different thing. Okay, thank you so much, and I will see you, if not during the week, next Sunday. Thank you. Have a wonderful week. Bye.